For the greatest part of our lives, we might have neglected what growth really means and attached it to just achieving milestones or achieving goals or, things that we've actually just set on eye there. However, very few people have embodied it, personified it, and yet still show us these results that we, have attached growth with. It's another episode of the Safe Space podcast, and it's not a cliche when I say it is the safe space where you learn, you unlearn, and you grow. The word spoken here is spirit and life on faith and life. You're a Christian, you're a non-Christian, you're welcome. I'm still your normal gist party now, Igblade Temlula Princess, and today I have a very special guest with me. By this time you're probably wondering how all of my guests, I'm only saying that they are special because they are special. Like, I have to think deep before I invite anybody here. But we're going to be talking about growth, and she's someone who has actually personified it. She's a filmmaker, she's a storyteller at heart, she's a cinematographer, she's a video editor. I feel like there are titles to her that I may not be able to, I've probably researched on or anything like that. But she has done short films, documentaries, commercials, music videos, and so many more that she probably doesn't even put out there. And the skills, the passion, the commitment is just all in one person. So here we have TFA D Fermi Abiola.
My head is your head is swelling. Hi Timmy. Hi, it's nice to be here with you in your safe space, your comfortable space. Thank you for inviting me here.
Yeah, it's actually my safe space. Actually, everybody's safe space. Everybody that is listening, actually. So thank you for coming to this podcast with me, and thank you, Jesus, for this episode. Thank you that we are set to learn so many things, and the lives of these listeners will be changed forever. Amen. So honestly, guys, I'm so actually very eager to hear Fermi's story. And it's not as if I know much like that. I was behind the scene, but I was probably just that observer because we are classmates currently, and very soon not anymore, by God's grace. with no strike.
Amen.
And she's a scholar. Don't. Anything you hear from me say, make sure that you're holding notes, you're jotting, you're actually writing that she's a nerd. She's a very big nerd.
What?
She's a nerd in all areas. Anything she set her mind to do, be it film or be it academics, she's not going to go full out. That's what I know her about. So, as basic as this question might sound, what is growth to you?
I think what we know is that growth is like increasing, right? Increasing in size, increasing in number. That's the literal meaning of growth. But for me, I think if you are growing and you're not learning, or you're not changing, I think we need to put the fact that change is
Sorry.
Okay. Growth, right? That's I think it's a word that people use. I don't want to say anyhow, but people use it a lot. Yeah, growth. But it's not just about increasing. It's not just about maybe adding number or increasing in size or in number or whatever. I think that to me, growth is like a continuous journey. You're learning from your mistakes. You're expanding in knowledge. You're embracing challenges. It's like, every time anything you do in life, so far you're existing, you will go through hurdles. It's how you're able to embrace those challenges and overcome them and refine yourself. You keep refining yourself, you keep being a better person. So growth can be in any ramification of life. It's anywhere, in school, at work, as a person, in your personal relationship, because you learn from so many things, so you grow. So that's growth to me.
Okay. So basically, if I get you well, you're just saying that there's no destination to growth.
Yeah, it's a continuous journey.
It's a continuous journey.
Yeah.
So I'd like to know your continuous journey.
Okay.
I want to know the past of Fermi.
That
Not maybe not the gruesome details.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's a
definitely
safe space, right?
okay.
So,
It's definitely is a
yeah.
safe space. So we like to hear the details, everything, and we like to know the present Fermi. We like to know the future Fermi, because you said it's, it's a continuous journey.
Yeah.
So who were you before you became this big, bold, daring Fermi, and who are you right now? And what is that picture that you feel like you still want to attain, or you feel like you still want to be able to get along the way, and just hard to yourself? So we'll just start from probably the past. Definitely
The past.
yeah.
Who was so you're saying who Fezzi was, because that's Fezzi.
Okay.
That's
Definitely
Fezzi.
want to know Fezzi before TFA.
Fezzi before TFA.
Yeah.
Ah, wow. I think 3 days ago I saw, when I was running for FinSec for Masscom.
Yeah.
By the way, I was financial secretary of my department, 2022-2023 set. So when I was running for FinSec, this video never made it out, but I made a video of myself. Like, I wanted to make it grand.
Okay.
So I made a video of myself, like, doing the whole, hi, my name is Fermi and I'm running for Masscom. I saw the video, I was cringing. God, what is this? I was looking at it, I was like, how did I think I was going to put this thing out?
Was it what you were saying?
What I was saying, the editing, my hair, I was on all back, what I was wearing. When I was like, what is this? And people were going to take me serious.
Oh my goodness.
Nah. So when I look back at that Fermi,
Yeah.
I mean, I still see a very daring human being. I still see a very daring girl, and full of dreams, positivity, very playful though. Very, very playful and very carefree. If I'm to dissect, it's going into like different parts of my life. If I start with academics,
Yeah.
she was more serious than this. I'm sorry. The funny thing is coming to school, I wasn't like very I didn't really have a goal, to be honest. When it comes to academics, I didn't have a goal to come to school. Oh, I want to finish the first class, or oh, I want to have a first class. I told my dad I was going to have a second class, that I should just know.
She's finishing with first class.
I told my dad I'm going to have a second class, so just know that one, that you shouldn't be worried, but I'm going to have a lot of money, so that one will make up for it. So when I came in, and I don't know, I just did me. I'm always serious. That's one thing about me. From like a very young age, whatever it is I put my mind into, I always do it well. That's what's about me. I'm a star girl, child. I always say this thing, like, no, for real. And this is not me just trying to, like, brag.
Yeah.
If you go to my maybe kindergarten, nursery school, I'm never in the background. I have never been in the background.
Yeah.
I'm always at the front line, spotlight, doing well. No matter what it is. If it's sports you put me in, I'll do well, I'll shine. If you put me in to tell me to read my book, I'll shine. If you tell me to memorize memory verse, I'll shine. Even in Bible school, I was one memorizing
like the excellent
memory verse.
spirit.
Exactly. So I would say I had the excellent spirit right from time. Fermi always had that excellent spirit coming up. When you go into career, I wanted to be a presenter. Actually, yeah. I grew up watching MTV Base.
Wow.
So these VJs, these presenters that we see on MTV Base, Ahiz, Sammy Wash, then Folu Storms, then Kemi Smalls from Cool FM, Ike Osado. I knew all of them.
Wow.
And I would be watching them in the room. I'd be like, okay, like I can do this thing. I hosted a lot of shows in my room. I hosted a lot of events in my room. Wow. I hosted a lot of talk shows. I collected a lot of money and contracts in my room. So I've always been a dreamer.
Wow.
And that was what I dreamt for myself. And that was why I came to Unilag to study mass communication, by the way, because that was my target. Mm-hmm. So right from time, I've always had like focus. I was the child that you probably would not like if you were not serious with your life, because I would be the one that your parents would be saying, can't you see fair on me, be like her. But then it's also been annoying because I was also kind of playful and also unserious. I was so playful. I played ball. I was always playing, and I watched movies a lot. So if you stay with me, or if you had stayed with me then, you'd be like, Now they are saying, look at this person. But look at how she's playing. She's doing all these things.
Like her.
I'm like, she's not a serious person. So I don't know how to put it. I just had a very, very nice way of mixing all these things together, because I just never believed that life should be boring as a person. That's why I ran away from law, by the way. I felt like law was incredibly boring, to just study law and just be reading all your life, and then you finish, and then, I mean, sorry to people that are studying law, this is not to discourage you. You can do it, don't worry, you can do it. But that was the fear of me coming up. I always had that excellent spirit. I was a dreamer. Basically, I was a dreamer. I had many dreams for myself. I think I probably just accomplished 1% of those things.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a high dreamer. I was a high dreamer. That's just it. I had brothers that were before me. I'm the last child, by the way, and the only girl. And I had brothers that were before me that had done really well, and I would look up to, and cousins too. And I would look up to and be like, yeah, I can do better. Not that I can do what they are doing, I can do better. Because I always wanted to do better. Like, I can do better anyways. You know, when they're talking about somebody and you're just there like, don't worry, now she better will come. We'll see now. I'll not brag now.
Yeah.
So I've always been a dreamer. I've always had that excellent spirit. Growing up, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon, so it was not always rosy. Coming up, it was not always rosy. And I think that was one of my biggest motivations too. I think that's another concept, another very funny concept, motivation.
Yes.
I think it's a very, very, very crazy concept. It's one of the things that I'm battling with currently, but we're not going to go there yet.
Okay.
I think it's a very crazy concept. My biggest motivation then was money. Then that was my biggest motivation. It was like, nah, man. It was that if I'm to grow old to become like my parents, I wouldn't want my own children to lack. She gets. I wouldn't want my children to lack, and I wouldn't want them to basically just go through the things that I went through. Yeah, like, it was just very annoying. I don't know if you can relate. You know that time when you were in secondary school, and then there was one shoe that everybody was wearing, but you could not buy the shoe. For some reason, your mom will give you an excuse every week, every time. You are just hearing the same excuse, and you are seeing people wearing the shoe. It's now when you now finish school, you cannot afford the shoe. In fact, you cannot wear it. So, I mean, I want my own child to want to have something and get it. Yeah. So things like that. I don't know if that's like, you see, I have like more to ask. I don't know if that covers it.
Well, okay, we can make do with that.
Okay.
So let's just go to how you now evolved into you now. The Fermi Abiola.
From Fezzi.
Fezzi.
Yeah, from Fezzi. The other Fezzi name was from secondary school, by the way. I had a group of friends, very, very smart, beautiful, wonderful girls that actually pushed me in secondary school. In secondary school, I used to carry third like overall, but like arts class I used to carry first, and all my friends were like first, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Wow.
My clique of friends. They are doing very amazing now, by the way. One of them represented Unilag, and I think outside the country. I don't know the country. For economics department. She's graduated now. Everybody's doing fine, but so they pushed me to. So we were a clique of friends. We had a very silly name. Don't laugh. It was called Fantastic Four. Yes, Fantastic Four.
Wow.
Oh God! I blame Boys for Flowers. I blame Boys for Flowers because we were watching Boys for Flowers then, and we were feeling like people. And do you get?
Wow.
Do you get?
I get it now.
So we added ZY to the back of our names. So mine was Fair Z.
Okay.
We had Bukola, and she was
Boozy.
Bukezi.
Okay. Okay.
We had Gladys. And she was Gladexi. Oh my god. So yeah, it was okay. So from that name, I don't know who came up with the idea. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I promise you, it wasn't me. I don't know who came up with it, because I wouldn't come up with it now. in my own full name, just 2 letters. You now put the remaining 3. That they dash me ZZY, Fezzy, and everybody liked it a lot. And everybody started calling me Fez because a lot of people knew me from that moment. So everybody started calling me Fezzy, and then it just stuck. So like when I was in secondary school, I wasn't really doing anything. I wasn't doing anything at all. Just going to school. Career-wise. Yeah, career-wise, I wasn't doing anything.
A lot of people were not doing anything.
Some people took up some ventures in school now. Some people were selling things. Yes, now. Me, I was not doing anything anyways. However, I did not finish secondary school. Yeah, dropped out. Yes.
Why?
And that's something that a lot of people don't know. I stopped in SS2 first term.
Wow.
Yeah, that was where I officially stopped secondary school. That was it. At some point, my parents had issues with paying my school fees, so I had to go to a tutorial. It wasn't. I grew up in Okota. Then I spent the remaining part of my childhood in Ikorodu. So it was somewhere within that side. What's the name? Imperial. Shout out to Mr. Wali, wherever you are. So I remember that particular day, after I just realized that there's nothing that I can do. I'm not going to continue school. I dreamt about my VS, being an SS3 student, doing all the things that SS3 students used to do. But yeah, it just was not going to come. So my brother took me to one tutorial. My dad was like, "Oh yeah, take your sister and go and look for one tutorial. Take her there and let's see." So that against resumption for the second semester. So my brother took me to this tutorial. We went there. We saw like 2 men. I was like, "These people that will teach me." That big. I had all sorts of thoughts. It's like, anyways, and I was feeling posh because I'm like, you put nothing that were the same. I came from a proper secondary school. It's just circumstance. Anyways, I went to a tutorial, and that was actually where I had my first career venture. It's not career, but like business venture, yeah, basically. So I started the tutorial, and it was actually fantastic. It was marvelous. I think that when you go to a tutorial, especially at that age, you are opened up to a lot of things and a lot of people, because you have people that are older than you. Because at that age, I think I was just 14 years old at that time, and I was in class with people that were like 20 something years, people that were writing for their SATs, for TOEFL, people that had been trying to go into school but they could not. They are just trying jump every time. People that did not go to school but are just trying to like fit into a tutorial so they can learn something. It was open to a lot of people from different walks of life, rich, poor, a lot of people basically. So it exposed me. I met a lot of people that were working, and I think just gingered me basically. It changed my mindset. I wasn't thinking like my mates anymore. I felt very different. I felt so different. I wasn't thinking like them anymore. I mean, when you're in secondary school, all you're thinking about is which shoe will I wear for my next party that will make sense. And I want to pepper this boy. I want to pepper this girl. She said that I don't have nice shoe or sure. You're thinking of you are going to stop a moment. I want to make this hair. Yeah. Your thoughts are different. But when you're in that kind of a space, that tutorial, yeah, seeing people think about their future, having conversations, and you're like, wow, life is deeper than this. Also, I went through my own phase. Properly, and I was able to learn that life is deeper than this. Things are like tougher. Like they say, all has like life out there that is beyond those confines of walls, like school and home. Beyond that, anyways. So we had this literature teacher. We were best of friends. All of a sudden, he had some issues. I don't know. He disappeared, and there was this gap. There was no literature teacher, and they couldn't find a good literature teacher. Wow. So I was good in literature, very good, and I started to take the class.
What?
Yeah, that was my first business venture. yeah, that was my first business venture. I was a star girl there. Yeah, no. They don't know now if they hear this thing. No, they didn't know. I was a star girl there. So
how much were you getting?
So I was nothing, but it was 5k per week.
What?
Yeah, it was 5k per week.
What did you nothing for a secondary school job?
It was 5k per week, I remember. So I was supposed to be paying, but I wasn't paying. because I was teaching. So the money my father would give me to pay, I would keep. And I would also keep the money that I was making from teaching. So I was teaching, and then even some people approached me. Some guys were like, "Oh, can you teach us like specially private classes?" I'll take classes after classes. I used to get home late sometimes, and I was making money from. Yeah, I was a tutor, and that's the crazy thing. I never acknowledged that, and that was actually the first thing I ever did. Like I actually thought that was the first thing. I never acknowledged it. Wow. So yeah, that was the first thing actually, and from then, I mean, I didn't get into school my first attempt because I was too young. I was 15, so I wanted to get into Unilag at all costs. So I had to rewrite JAMB because I had an aunt that was like, "Oh, if you come to what, they'll tell you to start again, so there's no point." So I was like, "Okay, I'll wait," and it against my father's wishes, by the way. So I did it again. Went to the same tutorial. This time around, my face was on their banner. By the way, and I fulfilled my presenter dream. I hosted. They had this dinner, so I hosted it. That was the first event that I hosted. Wow. I hosted the dinner. So yeah, amazing time, great people. Still friends with a couple of them now. Actually, still guys, a couple of them. So from there, I gained admission on the second trial, and I came to University of Lagos. So when I came to University of Lagos, I was jobless because I had left the tutorial thing and continued to be a student. I was lost when I came to University of Lagos. I was very lost because you are coming from a place where you've always been a star girl now, but you're coming into a very different environment where there are like lots of people that are star girls and star boys. And you're like,
everybody like the
my steez is gone. I was not the main character at all. My steez was gone. I was quiet. I don't know. I think that some people had already made friends with themselves from maybe group chats or whatever. I don't know, but I didn't have that. During registration, I didn't have that. So just talk to one or two people because I was doing everything on my own, so I didn't really talk to anybody. So when I came, I didn't have so I was not a star girl or anything. I was in the background, very much in the background. So I didn't have anything I was doing. I was just coming to class, going back, coming to class. Then I had my first the first test that we did. I can't forget. Dr. Maybe. Writing for mass media. Yeah, that German. But I thought I failed that thing. Immediately we did that test. Did you know what I went to do? Actually, for auditions, for presenting. I remembered my dream. Immediately you finished that test, I remembered my dream. I was like, this one is not for me. What am I here for again? Oh yeah, now let's go. 1 2 1 2. But the first semester came. When the results came, I did really well actually. And the first semester came and I did really well beyond my imagination. It was too good. And you too. And you too. So it was very good, and everybody was hyping me. I was like, wow. So I'm the star girl after all. And continued like that. I was like, okay, maybe school is actually good, and I started to actually research into mass comm. And this is very important to note, how moments can actually sway us from our goals or our dreams, moments, and we forget the very, very beginning, the very reason why we are somewhere. But because of what we are enjoying now, what we see or think that we are enjoying now, we're just okay, I think this is it. No, this is it. Yeah, you just want to settle for this. And sometimes you forget that God does things for a reason, or God puts us in a place for a reason. So we just think that it's just us doing it
our own way.
Our own way. We forget that there's somebody that has laid down the path for us. So I forgot what I was just doing. People were coming to me that, please, friend, come and explain this. Come and explain this. I was like, oh yeah, now.
Let's go
now. Oh yeah, now. After second semester, I had my first C.
Wow.
Sociology course. I had that Venus course.
Everybody.
It affected me so bad. I could not eat. I was so. I started to think about my life. Is this it for me? Is this it? Because it literally brought me down from my high horse. You're nothing. Anything can happen, basically. Why would you put your mind on that? And then I was like, It was that same day that I got that grade that I opened my second business.
What's
that
the
same
business?
day, my writing business for me writes.
Oh sure. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I remember.
The crazy thing is that I had everything planned out. I was like, oh, well, I'm going to start writing because I always like. The truth is, if I start to say everything,
Yeah,
we're going to sleep here. But during that time, I wasn't also just jobless. I had communities that I was in, thanks to friends. I had communities and groups, people that were doing things. They're now like very big people, by the way. Special mention, Water Banks, Badman Radio. They're now very, very big people. Somewhere like Water Banks now shoots with alongside Tijo Mori.
Yeah.
So they're like very big people now. And I was with them, so we're just doing things. They used to use me as presenter. I used to write things for them. I would write pitch decks for them. They were trying to create party services. Now some of these parties are very big, and not like one of the big parties that we attend in Lagos. So I used to create like decks that they would send to companies like Coke, Pepsi, and Co.
Wow.
Just because I could write and I had that little knowledge, and I always used Google a lot. Even if I didn't know how to do anything, I would learn it.
Wow.
It's not hard. I would always learn it. So I used to write then and I was now thinking that maybe I should start this as an actual business, like actually tell people, I can write for you, charge this amount and whatnot. But I just never took it serious. I was just like, I'm fine the way I am anyways. I was fine the way I was. People were happy, my parents were happy that I was doing well. So yeah, everything was good. I was fine until that happened in my second semester. I had made this whole design logo for my company, the name and everything, but I just never like put it out. I never put it out, just put it in one corner that I was just lazy about it. That day I woke up, I was like, yeah, well, okay, all right, back to business. Literally, like it was like a switch in my brain, like, all right, back to business.
We're off.
Off the. I was like, yeah, I write, guys. That same day I had like 4 clients, 4 people that text me like, oh, they have this. I made so much money from that business. I'm not going to lie to you. Well, it's not much compared to like now, but then for a second, that was my second year. For a 200 level student in 2020 or 2019, I'm not sure, 2020, that was good money. I was charging, even if I didn't have structure, I didn't even know what to charge at first. I was just testing it. If somebody says, oh, can you write this one page? I'll be like, okay, can you pay 5,000? Be like, okay, sure. Okay. Since this one I agreed like this, okay, on next person, can you pay 10,000? Wow. I was making money until I realized that I love to write. I know how to write, but I don't like to write for people. And it affected me. I started to run away from the business. In fact, I closed down the business. People were still texting me that, please now, I'm not doing it again. The business has closed. I was getting very tired. I realized that I didn't like it anymore. I loved writing so much, but I wasn't falling in love with it.
Pressure of deadline.
Yeah, the pressure of deadline, having to write for people. It felt like, the demands, everything was just, it was a lot. I didn't like it at all anymore. I was like, I don't want to do this again, so I stopped. But I made good money from it before stopping, by the way. So writing was good. And I was also like playing football too. That one was from secondary school, anyways. That one was from secondary school. I played football. It was just, I grew up with a lot of boys. So whenever like my mom was never that around. She was never that, like, she was very busy with work. So they would take me everywhere. Take me to game centers. They'll take me to the pitch to play football. I'll be the one carrying the ball when they trick the ball far and wide. I'll be the one that will go and run and bring the ball. So they made me play tennis. I had a very tall boy. I was playing basketball, so he made me play basketball too. Wow. So I literally played almost all type of sports that we used to play in Nigeria, basically. And I played football very well. At least I played very well. I'm not in my retirement phase. I played it very well then. So when I came to Unilag, so I played for my class.
Yes.
Yeah, played for my class. Played for
star girl football player.
I beg.
Really though.
I played for my class. Played for my department too. I've got approached by Unilag, by the way, to play for them like professionally.
Like
yeah, no, not Nuga. In my first year, like they approached me. I was like, oh, they saw me on the pitch, and I was like, I'm not playing. No, my dad wanted me to play football professionally.
Oh,
I never wanted this. Now
it was like reverse.
No,
that you wanted to play professionally.
No, I didn't want it though. I think he saw the goal. He saw the dream. I'll put it that way. I just did not see it because then the idea that I had of female.
Hey.
So my dad wanted me to play football. Actually, he was always pushing for it because I could play very well. So I don't know what he dreamt of me being, maybe the second Oshoala. But I did not see it. I just was not seeing it. I didn't even really know who Oshoala was. So I just felt like, we don't play football in Nigeria. What do you want me to go and play football in Sule and be doing what? So that's not what I think of my life, please. But now I made a big mistake. Every time I think I'm like, I threw away this career for because they're making so much money. I mean, do you know these people are making weekly millions. I made a big mistake, but it's fine. we move. So yeah, he wanted me to play the football. It took me to Sule a lot of times. Tell me, look at these people. Yeah, dude. I was like, God, I don't want. But yeah, anyways, I did not pursue it because I just felt like I didn't want it. And it just was going to take away from me because it was demanding. You have to do training a lot. You have to cut on your diet. You have to do this. You have to do that. I'm like, I'm not cut out for this, please. It's just the fact that I can play is just by luck. It's not that I want it like that. Yeah. So yeah, I moved on from that. Moved on from Fermi rights as well. So after Fermi rights, I think I wasn't doing anything. The thing is, I'm never really not doing anything. The things that I don't count as something is because it's just it's not that important to me.
Just like by the wage.
It's just by the wage. You get just there by the side. Like it's not important to me. It's not for my future. It's just I'm just doing it because I'm
not like part of your identity.
Yeah, it's not part of my identity. I'm never really idle. Like from Fermi rights to TFA, I was managing an account for I was managing social media. Yeah, somebody's social media. Access granted, an entertainment company. I was getting paid. That was actually my first paid job. I can't forget. I was in the corridor at home. One of those strike. It was doing strike, and a friend was like, "Oh, who knows how to do this social media?" I was like, "Yeah, I can do it." And I went for the interview. I met to meet the person. Is now my very good friend. But when I went to meet him, it was like, "I'm going to meet my boss." Like, hello, hi. Like, went for the interview and one night is my very silly friend. So he gave me the job. I got the job. I was being paid how much? I think 35,000 naira per month. Can't remember. I was managing the Twitter account, just the Twitter account. I was being paid 35,000 naira. I was creating content and stuff. I didn't like it. I think I was on the job for about 3 to 4 months before pulling out.
Wow.
Yes. I think one thing about me too is that I always quit if I didn't like something or I wasn't enjoying it. I don't really know how to. I have to be enjoying it. From then I'm not enjoying it and I'm still there, I'm lying. There's something that I can tolerate about it.
But I thought you were like, money was like your biggest motivation.
Money is still my biggest motivation, but I've just found a way to like what I'm doing while at it. There are many ways to make money. The truth is, money is my biggest motivation, but I don't think that I would do something that I don't like at all just to make money. Either I find a way to like it, or I like something about it, or
you just quit.
Yeah, I just quit. Except the money is just like a lot of money, like blood money. I would like the money. Don't worry, I would like the money. But I've not asked because I've not been presented with that yet. Yeah. I can't see. Okay. To be honest, right. I'll have to get to that bridge to fully tell. So I'll have to get there. Right. So I was in the accounts, and then I met someone, a friend of mine. Okay, let me take it back a bit. I have a friend. His name is Sam Sticks. Yeah. We started, by the way, guys, public announcement. I, Temi, and Sam had our public announcement. I, Temi, and a friend of ours called Sam Sticks, Sam of Creativeness. We how do I even put it? Sam introduced us to somebody. Was like, oh, he's looking for presenters.
I remember.
He said he's looking for presenters. So I still following my presenting dream. I was like, oh yeah, sure. Take me too, yeah, sure. I mean, we can see that out of all of us, one person is still on course. So we say, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And we had the audition. This very same place that we are having this talk was the same place that we did the audition. This is like a full circle moment, by the way. Yeah, we did the audition here. Some audition was. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? It was a cosmate though. Yeah.
And then
I'm like, oh,
I know, right?
Wow.
We skated through the audition, and then we met the person who's called like Olakunle, the founder of Rabuni Studios.
Okay.
Yes, Saki. And he owns a video production company. So the plan was for them to do this podcasting on Unilag Vox Pop. But whilst we're doing that, I fell in love with the work behind the scenes more than in being in front of the camera. So I think that was my awakening into production, into filming, and all of that. Yeah, that was actually my awakening. And we had this thing that he invited us for at a hotel, a cook. Yeah, it was Sissim, Timmy, and Sam.
Yes.
We went to a hotel. Yeah, I just remember.
Yeah, like I'm going through this moment of flashback. I'm like, it's just eating me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We went there and I really liked what they were doing. I remember collecting the camera several times from a guy called Bully. He's now my very good friend.
Yeah.
Collected camera several times. I was just doing rubbish, but yeah, I just wanted to take pictures.
We'll take pictures
and make
everything.
videos.
And the funny thing is that we didn't actually even do much.
We didn't do much.
We're just observing, and he paid us.
Yeah, and he paid us. Very good person.
Yeah.
Very good person. And that was my awakening, to be honest, into that whole scenario. It was like, I think I like this, and I want to try it. And thankfully, he was a very nice person. He was kind enough to put me through, and we basically were able to make everything work. I was following him a lot to go to places. I was learning from him a lot. And the very first time I took a camera to go and shoot, it was for a friend. His name is Boy Strange. He was singing then. He's on an hiatus now, but he was singing then. And I was very passionate. One thing about me is that I'm very passionate about my friends or my friendships and my relationships. So if you are doing something and my friend, I always put anything I can into it. So I was like, yeah, I've been watching people make videos with camera. I think I can help you shoot your thing. Never had the experience. Never took the camera to a very hostile environment. It was a Ikorodu garage, very hostile with a lot of agberos. My hands were trembling. I saw a camera that was not my own. I don't know where I saw that boldness from. I was like, oh yeah, now just walk. I'll be shooting you. Walk, look back small. Walk, look back small.
You're like the creative director.
I'll go up to one Igbo guy shop, please, I beg. I feel stand and make I shoot people, walk. People like, who be that camera? I'll go and hide. Oh God. And I think that was when I realized I have passion for this and I enjoyed it. It's one thing that still happens till now. No matter how hectic any production is, you see me smiling. Because I truly enjoy it. It's like, ask anybody that I've shot for. I truly enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. It can be hectic. I can go crazy. But you see me smile because I really like it. And from there, I didn't stop. I never stopped. I kept on shooting rubbish. Honestly, I just kept on shooting rubbish. I shot a lot of nonsense. A lot. I kept on learned how to edit. So the money I had saved up from the whole salary monthly job that I did, and I got some scholarships too while I was still in, because of the first class privilege, NNPC scholarship. I got money from that. I got some investment funds from my brother. I said he was investing in my life. So I actually invested in my life, honestly. He got me a laptop, so I was going to sell it. So plus all those money plus money I had saved before I went to buy my first laptop. Very expensive. At that time, you would think that I was very foolish for buying that laptop. But for me, it was an investment. Because if I'm doing something this big, then I have to be serious about it. I spent 450,000 naira. The money that I had then was just 400,000. And I borrowed 50,000 naira from K. That's Olakunle of Rabuni. I borrowed 50,000 naira from him that day because the guy wasn't agreeing for 400. He said 450 last.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, please borrow me this money. I borrowed the money from him, and I bought that laptop, and I got home. I was so happy. I hooked the laptop. The first thing I did, I just chappy downloaded Premiere Pro on it. That was the software that I used to edit. Downloaded Premiere Pro on it, and I just thought there's something that I'd always had like ideas and things in mind to do, but like I never did them because I didn't have anything. I didn't have a laptop. And this is like this was in 2021, by the way. So in 2021, I've had this thing since 2020. I've been following cases 2020, between all these things in 2020 during COVID period. But I didn't have anything to work with. I was just looking forward and hoping to God that I'll get something. Very happy when the scholarship came in. Very, very happy because it completed the money that I was looking for. I didn't know where I was going to get 150,000 naira from, but it came. It just came, and I was like, the first class was for nothing after all. And this is why I say, still, refer back to what I said at the beginning. Things happen and we think, oh, this is our doing. But God has already, like, I feel like it was just God's plan, to be honest. The money I owed K, I didn't pay it back from any work I did. It was from another scholarship money.
Wow.
Yeah, it was from another one, Chevron. And I got to scholarships at that point. So it was from another one, and I was like, nice. I was so happy. And it came in the next week. Like, immediately I bought that laptop, it came in the next week. Like, I didn't even waste time. Like, I just paid it back immediately. So it was just God. And from that moment, it was just, I didn't stop. Just going to put it that way. I didn't stop. I just kept on going. I wasn't TFA then, by the way. I didn't have any TFA. I was still fuzzy. I was learning. Just learning, doing things. I made a video about strike. I had a lot of things in mind that I planned to make, a lot of things, and I just kept on doing it. I was so happy. In my room, by the way, because we're still like on strike on that period. I think we resumed.
We're doing like online schooling.
Yeah.
So it's like the aftermath of COVID. So we are not still resumed like that. People were just still taking it slow. We're still wearing masks and all of those things.
Exactly. And then we had that strike period too. We resumed in May 2021. Yeah, I put a video up that same day, the first day of resumption. Everybody was like, oh, this video is nice. I love this video. This is what I was like, I think I'm good at this. And that was the first thing I ever made. No, the second thing. The first thing I ever made, nobody's going to see it.
It wasn't a boy string music video.
No, the first thing I ever edited. No, it wasn't the boy string thing. Edited it on phone, on InShot then, because I didn't have a laptop then. But you see, the first thing I edited, immediately I got the laptop, gave me files. I was like, yeah, go and edit these things, just go and edit them. So let me see how good you are, what you can come up with. I did rubbish. Jesus Christ.
What was the video
it's
about?
Still on my laptop. It's a documentary. It's still on my laptop. I'm never going to, delete it. But it was rubbish. I think it's always.
You like to go back and see where you're coming from.
It's a reminder of how shit I was, how terrible I was at this job. So every time I feel like I'm not doing good enough, I go back to them like I came from here. I can't do this. I can't do it. So I'm definitely better. If anything, I'm better than that person. So it's always a reminder for me that I'm better than that. So nobody's going to ever say. Maybe when I finally have millions, I'll put it out and say, this is how I started. Maybe when I'm giving a TED talk, I'm going to put it on you, but I say, this is how I started. Can you see? Look at me now. I'm going to have the confidence to say that, So it's there. The second thing I did was the video I put out on my page. The first video I put out on my page, I think then I changed my name to TFA Official, from Fermi to TFA Official. Oh no, it was still Fermi actually. It was still Fermi. That I did the video and everybody liked it a lot. And I felt good. It felt good to receive praises from people. It felt good. But there's something about, the praises of man. You should never let it get to you. You should never let it get to you. I think that's another lesson from this, is that we'll get there. Why you should never let it get to you, but don't let it get to you. It's something that I learned along the way. People will praise you, but don't let it get to you, because that same set of people
will still come back
to criticize you. So, and you let the noise get to you too much, you I don't know, you block your own vision. The noise gets to you and you forget who you are. It's so easy to forget.
Yeah.
It's so easy to forget. Very easy. People think maybe because if your motivation was poverty, or if your motivation was, I don't know, whatever it is your motivation is, it's easy to forget once things become easy. Very easy to forget it. So as I say, motivation is another crazy concept. You have to constantly refine your motivation, and that still applies to growth.
So it's been a long ride so far, and I know and I really do hope that you've been enjoying this episode. It's one of the best, honestly. This is one of the episodes where I laughed a lot and I was quite very free, and I'm glad that the guest was very free as well to share a lot of our parts of our story, basically. So I hope you've been learning, I hope you've been taking notes, and this is just part 1, and I hope you're going to enjoy part 2 as well. I know for sure that you're going to enjoy part 2. So see you next time. Next week or in a few days time, I'll be releasing part 2 of growth with TFA. Okay, bye. Study and pray. Don't forget, study and pray.